2024 will undoubtedly go down as one of the darkest years in K-pop history. Just when we thought things couldn't get any worse, JYP Entertainment was exposed by VCHA member KG for their inhumane treatment of the group. Just when it seemed like JYP was the only major company to stay out of scandals this year, they might now be dealing with their biggest controversy ever. VCHA KG announced on Instagram that she's officially left the group and is pursuing contract termination alongside a lawsuit against JYP. She's accusing the company's staff of workplace abuse and mistreatment. Companies like JYP have been criticized for exploitative practices against their idols for years, and this just adds to the list. KG's decision to call out this toxic system is unbelievably brave. The allegations that members were denied food, water and forced to perform despite being injured or unwell are horrifying. This goes beyond overworking idols, it's outright abuse. If even a fraction of the claims in her 77-page complaint are accurate, JYP fully deserves the backlash, legal action, and scrutiny headed their way. The report shows that the members tried to self-harm and even attempt to end their own lives, make this even more heartbreaking. To make matters worse, it's alleged that JYP tried to cover this up by telling the members to keep quiet about this whole mess. KG also revealed that she was verbally abused and humiliated in front of her group members, one instance being a dance instructor calling her a terrible dancer on her birthday. This wasn't constructive criticism, it was deliberate public humiliation and emotional abuse, meant to crush her spirit and force her into compliance. If someone thinks tearing someone down in front of their peers is a way to motivate them, they're not a mentor, they're a bully. This wasn't about helping KG improve, it was about breaking her down, and unfortunately, it worked, keeping her and the other members submissive to the company's control. Imagine being forced to repeat an exhausting dance move to the point of tearing a shoulder tendon. And as if that wasn't cruel enough, being denied water until you got it right? That's not just crossing a line, it's dragging us back to medieval levels of inhumanity. The mental and emotional toll on the members were devastating, some resorted to self-harm, and one even attempted suicide after developing an eating disorder. JYP's response? Eating disorders are common. They dismissed the concerns and allegedly covered up the members' suicide attempt, even instructing the girls to lie about it. This level of neglect and gaslighting is beyond unacceptable. It's outright unforgivable. Brushing off eating disorders as common isn't just dismissive, it's an admission of guilt. And covering up a member's attempt to end her life? JYP didn't just ignore the girls' mental health, they actively destroyed it. Telling them to lie about their suffering is a form of weaponized cruelty, a calculated move to silence victims and protect their image. It sends a chilling message. Your pain doesn't matter if it inconveniences our brand. That's not just negligence, it's predatory behavior. Life for KG was a nightmare of early mornings at school followed by endless rehearsals that often stretched past 2 a.m. Personal freedom, artistic expression, and even basic safety were non-existent. They didn't just take her time, they stole her entire existence. To make matters worse, she wasn't even paid for it. They drained her completely, leaving no room to breathe, let alone grow. This wasn't just exploitation, it was modern-day slavery disguised with the glossy facade of K-pop. Imagine pushing yourself to the brink of collapse daily, only to discover you're not even being compensated. It's sickening how they stripped her of her autonomy, turning her life into nothing more than a corporate hamster wheel. And the so-called optional living arrangements? KG's contract may have framed it that way, but the reality was veiled threats about what might happen if she refused. JYP spared no expense, picking a ludicrous $2.5 million house, only to turn around and slap KG and the other members with a staggering $500,000 bill each. The audacity is unreal. This wasn't just about controlling her talent, it was about controlling her entire life. They didn't just manipulate KG, they trapped her in debt under the guise of offering her a grand lifestyle. Meanwhile, she was working herself to exhaustion for nothing, while JYP raked in the profits, using the luxury house as flashy fanbait. To them, she wasn't an artist, just a tool to fill their pockets. Seriously, who picks a $2.5 million house without consulting the very people expected to foot the bill? Oh, right. A company that's more interested in dangling a fake luxury lifestyle in front of fans than actually treating their artists fairly. charging each member $500,000 for it? That's not just greedy, it's outright malicious. And KG's daily routine? Absolute insanity. School at 7 a.m., practice by 10:30 a.m., and an official wrap time of 7 p.m., except that was a total joke. Practice didn't really end until 1 or 2 a.m. The level of control over the girls' lives was suffocating. KG's only moments of freedom were sneaky late-night walks or brief respites in her hotel room, which only left her even more sleep-deprived. And when another member suffered a full-blown panic attack and begged for a break, the staff didn't offer help. Instead, they berated her and threatened her with consequences. That's not just a lack of empathy, it's treating someone like they're less than human. Imagine your only escape being a midnight stroll, knowing full well you'll be a zombie the next day. And when someone has a genuine mental health crisis, the response is to label them as disrespectful for asking for a moment to breathe. That's not just cold, it's malicious. KG endured grueling 12-plus-hour workdays, only to be handed a pathetic $500 a week. That's not a paycheck, it's a slap in the face. In a place like California, where minimum wage laws are supposed to protect workers from exploitation, this level of underpayment is outrageous. It's clear they weren't just exploiting her, they were systematically dehumanizing her. They didn't care about the girls' health, only about wringing every last cent of profit from them, no matter the cost. And as if things couldn't get worse, there were hidden cameras. Their purpose? To monitor the girls' eating habits 24/7. I'm honestly speechless. The girls didn't even know about the cameras for months. This kind of surveillance is invasive, unethical, and downright disturbing. It wasn't about managing a group, it was about controlling every inch of their lives like they were lab rats. JYP didn't just cross a line, they obliterated it with a sledgehammer. And the financial situation? By April 2024, JYP claimed KG had a negative net income of $500,000. Negative. $500,000. Are you kidding me? That's not just mismanagement, it's daylight robbery disguised as accounting. Meanwhile, the company was laughing all the way to the bank, raking in profits while leaving the girls financially and emotionally drained. It's appalling. JYP was raking in massive profits from her performances, magazine features, and stadium shows. Not only was she unpaid, but she was also told she owed them money. And even after all this, they continued profiting off her name and likeness. This isn't just exploitation, it's outright theft, neatly packaged in a corporate facade. JYP didn't just steal her time and effort, they stole her future. It's sickening. If she racked up this much debt in a matter of months and was only paid $500 a week, how on earth is she supposed to pay it back? The answer is she can't, and that's the whole point. It's a trap, designed to keep her tethered to the company indefinitely while they pocket every cent of her hard work. And to top it all off, they continue to milk her name and image, even while claiming she's in debt. They've stacked piles of cash off her existence while leaving her with nothing. It's not just exploitation, it's corporate slavery with a polished PR spin. Calling it shameful doesn't even scratch the surface. This level of exploitation and neglect is not only inhumane but also a stark reminder of the darker side of the K-pop industry, where profits and perfection often come at the expense of the artist's humanity. Fans and the public alike are outraged, demanding accountability from JYP Entertainment and justice for the members who suffered under such conditions. If anything, this scandal should be a wake-up call for the industry to reevaluate its treatment of idols and to prioritize their health, safety, and dignity over profit and appearances. 2024 might be remembered as a year of revelations, but it also needs to be a year of change.